Hi, thanks for joining Gino's Grooming channel. Today we are answering a question from one of our viewers, Jutta from Germany. Thank you so much, Jutta, for your question, because Jutta had asked, how do we safely trim around a dog's eyes, including cutting their eyelashes? Now, this is a great question because for some styles and some breeds, we do have to get really, really close to the eyes. So guys, thanks for joining. We're gonna take you through how to do it. So I'm going to be showing you how to apply these techniques. But while we go through those techniques, I'm going to bring out our old friend Pierre because we're going to be working with sharp objects and showing you techniques that groomers use to keep this work very safe. So thank you, Pierre, for helping show how to do this. Guys, now before I get into it also on the techniques, I also want to mention that we're going to be talking about scissoring and trimming by the eyes with a pair of shears or scissors. Do know that a lot of groomers, including myself, will do a lot of work in front of the eyes with a pair of blenders or thinners. We're not going to be discussing that, but definitely check out our channel. We do have thinner demonstrations and blender demonstrations on how to use this in front of the eyes, but we're going to be focusing on today is making the trims around the eyes and on top of the eyes. All right, guys, let's zoom in and go through all the considerations when working around a pet's eyes. Our first important consideration is to make sure that we have a steady hand. Before working around a pet's eyes, make sure you can approach gently and confidently with full control. The second and very important consideration is to choose the right tool. Here are my Kenchi 6.5 inch, that's about 16.5 centimeters, curved, ball-tipped shears to use for any close eye work. They are light, responsive, and act as an extension of the hand. Large scissors do not give you the detail control that you need for close eye work. Now let's talk about approach. When you bring the scissors close to the pet's eyes, you want to always approach with the scissors closed, never with the tip pointing at the pet at any time. A good way to start becoming comfortable with working around the eyes is to use your closed scissors to help manipulate the hair that you want to trim. This also allows the pet to become more comfortable with the tool by their face. While you're planning to trim with your scissors in your dominant hand, your non-dominant hand will be holding onto the pet's face gently but firmly, usually by the muzzle. So now that you are comfortable using your closed scissors around the eyes, always approaching in the right direction and keeping the tip of the scissors away from the pet, let's start trimming. We're going to trim the hair with the middle of the scissors, not the tips or the edges. We pull that coat out, wait for stillness in the pet, make our snip or two, close our scissors and move them away. For very close eye work and trimming eyelashes, it helps to use your fingers to isolate the coat or strands that you want trimmed and carefully make your snip when it's safe to do so. To finish with a very important note about technique, if you are just starting to use grooming scissors, you're going to need to start practicing making cuts by only moving your thumb. Do not make cuts by opening and closing your entire hand. By just moving your thumb to manipulate the cutting blade of the scissor, you gain an immense advantage when controlling your scissors, especially when working around extra sensitive and challenging areas. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining. I hope this helps kind of address this scary but doable subject. Thanks to Pierre for helping show us how we have to practice and prepare before we're going to do this work on a live animal. But don't be afraid. Once you've practiced and you've got your technique and all your skills down, you'll definitely be able to do this. Guys, thanks for joining. Thanks for that thumbs up. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for your time. We'll see you soon.